Folks, happy hump day here on Trainwreck today. It's us, the three amigos in the saddle, Slick and Don. Will be joined by Mr. Jake Micah to talk some NBA action. Sabres are back in action in Buffalo tonight. Bills are on their way to Carolina for a must win. And UB is looking to stay undefeated in the MAC. Let's go.
We all need a place where we can be ourselves. Somewhere you can leave all your worries on the shelf. And whether you win or lose, you can count on me, and I can count on you. You know the train never stops. This train never stops. You know the train never stops. This train never stops. You know the train never stops. This train never stops. You know the train never stops. You know the train never stops.
And folks, welcome on in. It is Trainwreck today. 21 blackjack, boys. Welcome on in.
Old enough
Hump
to
day,
drink.
and we are looking to hit the jackpot for the second half of the week. We got Slick out in the saddle with me. As always, it is Dreamboat on the ones and twos. Huge shout out to the production team and Dreamboat for that new intro. Our
Insane,
second
yeah.
evolution of the intro. So that's kind of the final Pokemon form. Very
nice.
excited about that.
Got a bunch of guests on it now. It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Some
Change of scenery mixed in there as well.
Yeah.
We've had some good times and only a month and a half doing this show. Can't wait for the next month and a half brings for sure. Speaking of the next month and a half, could be revolutionary if you are a Toronto Blue Jays or Buffalo Blue Jays fan into the World Series, into the Fall Classic. So Slick, I will cue it up for you because we've already been through the hoopla. We were through the Monday night hoopla of it all. Springer Dinger,
I mean,
incredible.
come
Probably
on,
one of
man.
the greatest postseason players of all time. When they look at his, I think they extrapolated his 162-day season. It would be 40 doubles, 40 bombs, and he's hitting 300. Like, just
40
unbelievable.
doubles and 40 bombs
40,
is crazy.
insane. There used to be a 40-40 club doubles and bombs in the steroid era.
Yeah.
Because people would do it. Nobody does it anymore. But he would be
Makes sense.
prorated there. But with that said,
Just playoffs too, right?
you're a gambling man. Yes, just playoffs. You're a gambling man.
Yeah.
You know the odds they're up against. LA has
For
been
sure.
taking a nap. They haven't done anything in about a week. Do the Toronto Blue Jays have a chance against the LA Dodgers?
I think the plus 175, if that's still standng, says a lot.
It is. They're giving them a chance. Vegas is giving them a chance.
Vegas
Only
giving
minus
them a big
250 for the
one?
Dodgers.
Am I? I don't think so. I think this could be a 3-1, 3-2, but it's going to look dominant on the LA side of things.
4-1, 4-2.
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah, so you're good.
And speaking of which, not the first LA-Toronto battle we've had in the past.
We've seen or
Couple of years.
California Toronto battle for sure. We had that one in 2019 when the Raptors faced off against the Golden State Warriors. I'm sure there's some LA Dodgers fans who are Warriors fans.
We had a rap saga over the summer.
We had a rap side. We had Drake at the what was the sixth? It was just called. What did they call it? The Raptorville or something? What was the big party they were throwing every day?
Yeah,
I don't know what it was called, but it was pretty incredible. It
was cool.
It was
cool.
quite a sight to see. And Drake was going nuts on stage.
Do they do a Kendrick performance at like the first Dodger halftime?
You would be nuts, not
before?
to.
Yeah.
You'd be nuts.
I know.
Isn't he a California guy?
He's an LA guy.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's that. I mean, say this is
that's what I mean.
This is a no-brainer. But,
It writes
the
itself.
thing is, I hate to say this. I think you got to save that for like if you were up 3-1 at home.
Yeah. Oh,
like then you bring them
100%.
out like
Yes.
you know. Like,
yeah, because that was like the final nail in the coffin too.
You can't like if it's 1-1, you can't open game 3 with him doing not like us.
So refresh me. Is this series like still
two in Toronto,
2 in Toronto,
3 in LA, 2 in Toronto?
Right. Okay. So who gets the benefit there? The LA probably. Right.
I think it's more even overall, but I mean I think Toronto gets the advantage because you get the first 2 games at home.
Agreed. But then if it swings in Toronto's way, you have the whole home diamond the rest of the way. I don't know how you feel about it.
I think that's a huge advantage for the team with the last 2 games because normally, again, NHL, NBA, you get game 6 in one spot, then game 7 in another. They get 6 and 7 back to back.
That's insane.
So if they're down 3-2, like no panic button.
Yeah, you
we got two games
up,
at home.
You could go up 2 and then lose the next 3 on the road and still have 2 at home, right?
Yeah.
And keep in
that's
mind, this
insane.
is a Blue Jays team that did just that in the ALCS.
Yeah,
they dropped
right.
the first 2 at home, went on the road, won the next 2, then they lost game 5, came home. And it's like you said, it's such a crazy juxtaposition because you start game 6. Wow, if we win this one, we're moving on to the next series. But if you don't win, then it's like a tiebreak in a set 3,
Yeah.
you know, and you're on their home turf there. So it's very interesting to see. It'll be an exciting series. The stars are there. Ernie Clement is going to be a star probably by the time it's all said and done. You obviously got the obvious names. You got Springer, Guerrero, you got your Freemans, your Betts, your Otanis. I just think the lineup is too deep for LA. I think the truth is that it's kind of like the Kansas City effect where they've played so many of these games. Like, I'm not saying the World Series is an important game to them, but like when they won the NLCS, we said it ourselves, right? They barely even celebrated. Like they weren't really over the top.
This also kind of, for me, feels like the Pacers last year in the NBA in terms of the Blue Jays. Like, they've overcome all these humps, beaten all these really good teams, but then you get to the finals and it's still the final boss that everyone is expecting to be there, which was the Thunder last year. In this case, it's the Dodgers.
So
and I think the Blue Jays might just burn out.
You're forgetting the Blue Jays have a key component just announced yesterday.
Oh, what's that?
Guess who's returning?
Not Bichette.
Bo Bichette
Are you
says,
serious?
I will be
Bo
ready.
Bichette's coming back right now?
He said, I will be ready yesterday.
Oh my
He's
God.
coming back for the World
The odds are
Series.
probably
That's a massive
Now,
that's a
I
massive
think with
get
the
back to that Blue
knee,
Jays lineup.
he's gonna be a pinch hit guy. I don't think he's gonna go back in it short immediately.
Or it could be a DH.
Yeah, but
Yeah. That is very interesting.
It's
Pardon
a weird
my
dynamic.
ignorance. I was not familiar with
I
Bo
wasn't-
Bichette's
I
game.
wasn't
yeah. It
either,
says
damn.
MLB one day ago. Will Blue Jays have Bo? And he said, I will be ready. So yeah.
Okay, that's not I'm gonna play though. I'm just saying.
It says he says he's ready and he's returning. Again, it's up to the manager. But if you have him,
I'd be
you're
shocked
not
if he
going to
wasn't
pinch
at
hit
least
him.
playing game
If
2.
you're not
No,
gonna
we're
put him
definitely
in?
pinch hitting him.
Yeah.
But also Jimenez, who's their 9th hitter, has been one of their best hitters.
True.
He had bombs in game 3 and 4 to bring him back, and then he had a big knock in game 7. Well, yeah, so that'll be very interesting to see. When's game 1 of that series? Tonight? Tomorrow?
Sunday or
Friday.
Saturday?
Friday.
Yeah,
Friday at 6.
Oh my God! What a night Friday!
I mean,
Holy smokes!
Yeah.
That's awesome. Go
Oh,
roll
we're
up.
gonna have the evening, a crazy evening.
Yeah,
We'll talk about that in a little bit for sure.
Sabres right after, right?
Yeah.
Sabres on Friday too?
Sabres Friday.
Sabres Leafs
Oh,
Friday.
you're
World
right.
Series,
Oh,
and then we'll have Saturday UB and probably another World Series game. Probably.
Yeah.
Or no, they'll play again Sunday probably. But
let
we'll
me
also
check.
have another Sabres Maple Leafs game because they play back to back.
Yeah, which
So-
one's the first home one? Is that
For
Friday
the home
or
game's
Saturday?
Friday for the Sabres. Yep.
So we do miss the home game, which sucks, but it'll probably be full of Leafs
Yeah,
fans
it's real
anyway.
reasons.
So
And
Don
the
will probably
important-
sell his seasons for like $300 a pop or something.
I would never sell it to a rival team. So also check. We do have game 2 is actually 8:00 Saturday.
Okay, so
Okay.
And
back
it
to back.
resumes
Perfect.
Monday.
So
Sunday
Saturday's huge too. We'll get into that a little bit.
and
UFC
Sunday we can be
321.
totally locked in on the Bills. This is great. We're not going to be missing.
I mean,
anything.
Yeah, no, we got a massive weekend ahead,
This
which we'll
weekend's
get
shaping
to.
up to be
Folks,
crazy.
we'll also get to our time with Jake Micah as the NBA bounced back into action last night with some exciting games. 12-game slate tonight, I believe. So
Yeah,
there's a
it's
lot of
up there.
excitement there. We'll talk to him about the most exciting matchup there. As we roll along on Trainwreck today, brought to you by Herd of Buffalo, brought to you by Trainwreck Sports. Make sure you're following on all platforms. But the one thing we're following right now, can the Sabres bounce back? Little tough loss in Ottawa. Game that people say they deserve to win. Montreal. Sorry, Montreal. Coming off a 2-game win streak against Ottawa and Florida. They dropped one, I think it was 4-2 in Montreal
4-2.
After the sloppiness. Alex Lyon played well again. He kind of made the game closer than it needed to be. Do you think the Red Wings win tonight? You guys are saying Lyon is a little sketchy. Betting lines all season. That's how it's been with the Sabres all season so far, though.
It's very sketchy in my opinion. I haven't been following the Red Wings, as you guys know. I just looked at the records before we went live, said, God damn, the Red Wings are 5-1, and we have a pick 'em on our hands. I know the Sabres are at home, and I do got to give it to the Sabres. That was the first loss where they actually looked in it most of the game still in some regard. The first 3 losses, obviously, were a complete panic train wreck, got back on the road a little bit. This is the first loss where I felt comfortable, still felt like they fought a little bit of a battle. But yeah, I think really good chance tonight with the pick'em and the Red Wings' success so far. How do you feel, Don? You'll be in attendance tonight.
I will be. And yeah, I thought the Montreal game was actually the two sides we've seen of the Sabres, right? First period, it's like that Avalanche game. We're getting trapped. We can't even get through the neutral zone without having a turnover. Then second, third period, we start to get chances. We start moving the puck and breaking out of that trap. So, I mean, that's all it is like, can we move the puck, get quality chances? I will be in attendance tonight. Very excited about that. And not so much breaking news, but yeah, I'm going to say right now, I tackled the Tage Parm. We're going after our next opponent, the face-off nachos. I'm going to have a helper tonight. I'm not going to do it alone. I'm going to have a helper, but we're going after the face-off nachos. I wanted the Sabre beer tonight, but that's not out yet. At least we haven't heard. The Sabre beer might be a game-time decision, but Sabres favored slightly. I like it. They're going to be my my lunchtime lock of the day. So yeah.
Wow. Putting a lot of faith in those Sabres. Speaking of breaking news, like you were alluding to, obviously big Sabres game tonight and then a weekend ahead. We've got breaking news though on the Bills front.
Yep.
Oh no.
And that breaking news is not involving a player injury. It's actually involving a press injury. Matt Perino, we have some more details on this, Slack?
Oh, my God. Well, here we go. Bills back at practice today, this Wednesday, but Matt Perino will not be in attendance. Hooping this morning. Got to give it to the guy. Ball is life. Getting the hoops in, get some shots up before going to work. Got to respect that. Ankle size of a grapefruit. Now, on immediate reaction, Maniac, and probably a rolled ankle. Perino, he's a big boards guy.
I mean, let's
probably
face
going
it,
up for a rebound. Came down on another ankle.
Perino's been a player his whole life.
The Kawhi
He
effect.
goes out there, he competes. He goes out there, he's grinding. This guy's got to understand, though, he's a family man.
Yes.
Okay? He's got heartbeats at home that are depending on him. He's going out. He can't be laying it all on the line like
also,
this.
no kidding. Especially because, Don, this isn't just any injury. Breaking news, including this is potentially career ending.
I was going to say, do you think that's some copium at the end of the tweet?
Is this sarcasm? Is it copium?
I think it's copium. I think it's might have to retire, LOL. Like when you really realize you may have to hang it up, it's like, you throw the LOL on there so it's not as like severe. Like might have to retire.
Yeah.
Like might have to retire. LOL.
That's like when you like text a girl you've been seeing, you're like, hey, like you want to, I'm free tonight. You want to go out to this? And she's like, oh, I actually have plans. You're like, that's cool. Haha.
Yeah, it's okay.
I do like the top comment here. I mean, shit talking someone when their injury is.
Oh yeah.
Damn, Yankees take another L. Brutal.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Brutal.
I mean,
kicking a man while he's down.
Kicking a man in the nuts while the Blue Jays go.
He was wearing the Yankees shirt there. He was making some low hanging fruit for our friend Kate Fitz over there.
I'm curious. Is he in the ER right here? Is he crutching?
That definitely looks like an urgent care
facility.
Is he crutching
for sure. Out of the urgent care? Like that's the first update we have. He's like, take this photo.
Have you guys ever had a severe foot injury?
I had foot surgery. I was on a wheelie thing for like a couple months. Yeah. Not an injury.
I had to wear like an ankle brace because when I played football, I had like heel issues, which is terrible. Like, I don't know. I was like I got an injury and then was running weird, putting too much stress on the heel. I would end games. My heels would be like really sore. So nothing serious, thank God.
I actually did like have a drunken foot injury a couple of years ago where my foot turned purple. So I do kind of feel for Perino here.
A lot of people are asking, does Bunt get the call up to the press box now?
Because
obviously there's one less seat taken.
Next man up mentality. We know he can do it. He's on film asking Josh questions. Someone got to do it, as Cody would say.
A young guy. He's waited this part in the season to get into the lineup. People are questioning whether he's capable. Are we talking about Mike Bunt or are we talking about Maxwell Hairston?
I knew that's where you were going. Maxwell Hairston, Sean McDermott just announced he's live with the media. Might have just gone off. Maxwell Hairston will practice today. So all you media folks that were going nuts over the ladder drills week 2 and week 3, you have your moment. He's back. You can clip farm all the practice clips you want today.
Yeah, I mean, this is a massive get, in my opinion. Maybe I'm clueless. Maybe he is an immature player as far as schemes, as far as awareness, all this stuff they're saying he has to learn and catch up on. This, I've said it to you, Slick. You've heard me say it a dozen times, no less at this point. The fastest player I've ever seen don a Buffalo Bills uniform. So I'm very excited to see him get out playing the scheme.
Very high praise coming from you. You've been to 1 or 2 training camps, so that says a lot.
1 to 2? I've been to like a dozen, yes.
That was
don't start measuring me.
It's kind of the joke.
Don't start measuring me, buddy.
Didn't get it.
Speaking of measuring,
I've been going to training camp since before I was born.
Listen, you don't need a measuring stick to know that this bye week was misery for Bills fans. There's a lot of negativity going on. There's been a lot of trade rumors. Do we have a trade? What's the exact trade deadline, by the way? Next week?
Oh,
let's check that. But anyways, people are voting. You see the trade talk.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
A lot of people using Keon Coleman's name. That's all I'm saying. I don't think it's called for, but a lot of people using it.
So it is November 4th.
Yeah,
okay.
Right at the beginning. Election day.
Remember the 4th of November.
Okay,
yes, exactly.
Yeah, we will remember.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of decisions being made.
So 2 weeks. Day. 2 weeks about.
Yep. So
clock's ticking.
Right around Chiefs time.
That'll be a couple days after the Chiefs game. Yeah.
So I mean that game could have a lot to say in that.
Yeah,
deadline.
I mean, if you win, again, I think they do something before that game if they're going to do it.
I don't think Keon's touching the trade market as far as I'm concerned. I think people are being ridiculous with those sentiments.
Okay.
That's just me.
Okay.
We're so out on a guy that everyone was so high on our first pick of the draft last year.
100 yards at a TD. People were going nuts. They're saying revenge season.
He's taken so many steps forward. Yeah.
Yeah, I just think the weird thing to me is we played 6 games or whatever. It wasn't a big,
it's not a great sample size.
I'm about to sneeze. Not a big enough sample size to make those judgments.
And even the games where he hasn't found the end zone, he's had some good series, and just hasn't found complete separation. Yeah, it's not like he's dropping every ball.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, when they throw it to him, he's covered a lot.
Exactly.
That's the thing. But it's almost like they plan on that. They're throwing back shoulders.
I see what people think too. He is supposed to be a guy that even if he's covered, go up and get the ball kind of.
Exactly.
Right. But are we out on him just yet for the small sample size? When he's open, he's found himself open in a couple series. And then when he's covered and makes contested drops, you're just going to give up on him? I don't know. I think it's too soon. I don't think Keon will be in that trade market. Don, do you see Bills making a move before that November 4th?
I think if they're looking to make a move, it's not going to be Keon, and it's not really because they're giving up on him. I just don't think other teams have seen enough to want him.
Yeah,
to be honest. That's not saying that he's not great. It's just not a hot chip to throw into the pool.
Agreed. It's not as much of a get as people are making it out to be.
Yeah.
Our guy Chris Trapasso, he said the play might be to try and reach out to the Colts, as crazy as it sounds with the Colts doing well. Adonai Mitchell, who was a first-round pick, basically right in the same range of Coleman last year, isn't working out for them necessarily either. It might be a change of scenery for both. It just feels weird, Slick, that we're talking about change of scenery for a guy we were pretty high on 6 weeks ago. And I know people aren't people who aren't high on him now. The people who aren't high on him now weren't high on him 8 weeks ago. Nobody changed.
Right. And I think it's just them coming out of the woodwork when he's starting to get cold again. But the one for Adonai Mitchell is crazy to me because, to Don's point, if you don't think he's done enough for teams to want him yet, certainly not enough for the Colts to want to trade Adonai Mitchell, who they got in the first round, who a lot of people wanted to drop to the Bills at the end of the first round. That's just not going to happen.
The only Colts loss of the season
was because of him.
Was the game that he celebrated too soon and dropped the ball that turned into a touchback.
Right, but in the Colts
touchdown,
situation,
unfortunately.
Are you going to give up on that guy and go down in stock as what you saw in the draft as your only loss? Even if he's not working out yet, that's the Colts' only loss. They're 5-1.
Yeah, I think you're just sticking with them because it's that's our development part of our team that's doing well.
You have to, and the team's doing well.
And I think the Bills have the same mentality with Keon
and
at this point.
I don't think they shouldn't
I think the move is defense. I just don't know who you're going to get. I did hear, I have to say this. I heard a funny sports talk radio call where a guy, Frank from Cheektowaga, one of those types, and he said, I guarantee we're going to get a safety who's sitting on his couch right now. So he was implying a retired safety was going to come out. I don't know if he's thinking of Micah Hyde and bringing
Micah Hyde.
I
want to say something. Micah Hyde is done playing football.
I know.
I know they might say
people aren't done talking about it.
Isn't there some safety at home right now that's was like $8 or $10 million guy? I'm trying to remember. It's leaving my name, but there might be another guy there. But yes, I don't see that happening.
I don't blame the guy for saying it, Don, but yeah, hopefully it doesn't go in that direction.
All right. Speaking of saying things, Kevin Durant at the end of yesterday's OT was trying to say timeout. We had some controversy. Let's bring in our guy who is not a stranger to any controversy. Your friend, our friend, my friend, Jake, Micah. Mr. Michael, welcome in on Trainwreck today.
Ovation.
You like that little intro? Yeah. There he goes.
Love it.
Well,
Love it.
So what is this to you right now in your sports calendar? Is this like your Christmas?
This New Year's Day, maybe Christmas, New Year's Day. Like we're in that week. The equinox might be New Year's Day coming up this weekend. This is a beautiful day, though. This is a beautiful day.
I was going to say, because you are a major college football guy. Obviously, you're not here to play school with our guy Alex over there weekly. But yes, amazing time to be a sports fan. Last night couldn't have got it kicked off better for the NBA.
Absolutely not. I mean, your opening game goes to double overtime with the defending champs and Kevin Durant coming into town, facing his old team, getting booed as he walks in there. You get a 39-point bomb from Sengun, making his real an incredible performance. You get Shai Gilgeous-Alexander foul baiting just like he was last year, his way to the MVP. You really had it all. But what an atmosphere! Like you think about what Buffalo would look like for a championship celebration and how it sounds like a small market team with everything there. Oklahoma City, man, they showed out. It was loud. It felt like a playoff game there the whole night. And the play on the floor looked like a playoff game. It was the highest of high level hoops in the first game of the year. Really set the tone for what should be a really, really exciting and roller coaster NBA season. Honestly, it's pretty up for grabs for the title, I think.
Micah, I gotta say too, are the NBA schedule makers the best in sports? Because I don't think you could write it better than Kevin Durant, fresh going to a new team in Houston, coming back to his original franchise, not in Seattle, we know, but in Oklahoma City for a banner ceremony night. And then you have the whole scuttlebutt before, and he's not upset about it. But there's got to be emotions going into that, right? I mean, the NBA schedule makers knew what they were doing.
The NBA knows drama better than anybody else in professional sport.
Really
maybe better than the WWE even. Like they know how to put these matchups together. They know how to get
the draft and the trade deadline better than the WWE. I will say that.
Absolutely. So yeah, I mean, having that ability with Durant going to the Rockets and being like, yeah, you know what, we're just going to put him on at the ring ceremony. Like, it's kind of diabolical to do to one of your greatest players of all time.
This was crazy. I just jumping in here. I have to think that the last 10 years of being a Oklahoma City Thunder fan, like last night was like the hot fudge sundae with the cherry on top, right? Because it was kind of a fever dream. In the 15 time span, they still kind of had Durant, Westbrook, Harden had moved on there. They had those matchup against the Warriors. I think it was the 3-2 series they should have won, right? Where they should have beaten the Warriors. They let them off the hook there. KD goes to the Warriors, wins the titles. All of his trip since, and then to come back and be here in this building for this ceremony is kind of insane.
Absurd. Like, I couldn't imagine, like Slick was saying, I couldn't imagine the emotions and what was going through Kevin Durant's head. And then you brought it up, Maniac. What the hell was going through his head at the end of the first overtime trying to call a timeout without a timeout? And then he gets bailed out. The league bails him out.
That was a full didn't know. And to be honest, we got robbed of a sports moment there. We literally got robbed of an infamous sports moment. KD committing a technical foul with virtually no time on the clock to put the Oklahoma City Thunder ahead. Now, with that said, Micah, we kind of got a ball don't lie situation, because then we get to the end of the second OT, and like you said, SGA I mean, I'm watching KD on SGA and I go, oh my God, well, so this is KD. So it won't be one of those silly fouls like everyone always commits against SGA. Of course, SGA got KD to commit literally the silliest foul. Like, I mean, appearance-wise, I'm not saying it was a bad play by KD, but it was just a ridiculous foul in that situation and made it easier for SGA. So it was kind of a ball don't lie situation, Slick.
Yeah, definitely. But SGA just doing MVP things again, whether you like him or not. Foul merchant, whatever you want to call him, found his way and put up 35 points. Still absolutely no joke. Showing for the MVP, defending home court on banner night. No doubt.
And the biggest thing about that too is Kevin Durant. Like the Rockets last year, the Rockets were a great team, a little bit ahead of schedule, but they were lacking a go-to scorer in the clutch, right? Like that's why they bring Kevin Durant in to come be there, the guy to take the last shot. And then Kevin Durant fouls out in double overtime on SGA, and they can't give him the ball for the last shot. Like it's a poetic in the worst way for Kevin Durant yesterday. Also, honestly, like
it was so funny to me too, with SGA being like, everyone knows he's going to try and get to the line. And Ime Udoka rolls out the starting lineup of all guys over 6'7" for the Rockets. Like, as if they're not going to draw fouls on SGA. I just don't know. But crazy situation. And it seems like it paid off.
Crazy foul situations, I was watching the highlights last night. So, Micah, Austin Reeves committed 5 fouls in like the first 2.5 quarters.
Yeah, Reeves was hacking away. So the issue with the Los Angeles.
I'm sorry to pause real quick. The storyline was that Luka literally got no break. Luka had to in the first game of the season had to play right at the start of the fourth quarter because Reeves couldn't come in the game.
Yeah, unbelievable.
I don't think 40 minutes for Luka was the plan for night one. That's for sure.
Definitely not the plan. Of course, he lit it up. And then we said the NBA knows drama. If LeBron was in this game, this probably would have been an all-time game. Instead, it got what we kind of predicted. Warriors by 10 to 15 at most. They have a big third quarter to kind of blow it away. Then the Lakers get close. You get some Luka magic, right, to where he gets it. What was it, within like 4 or 6, Micah, with a minute or two to go?
They cut it down to 4 at one point there. But shout out to the one guy that I was not expecting, and also maybe a little bit of a foul merchant too, but Jimmy Butler coming back onto the scene last night. Like he didn't look like that with any point last year. And to have 31 in the opener and get to the line 16 for 16 from the line. If the Warriors have that Jimmy Butler this year, I'm going to have to change like the trajectory of what I think that team can do, because that was the most impressive thing out of anything last night. Any of the 2 games was to see Jimmy Butler kind of look like old Jimmy Butler with Golden State.
I think you're going to have to change your trajectory because Jimmy Butler is all the way back. I think it was just situational last year. You know, he comes in after all the drama, come in mid-season, and things aren't gelling right away with new team. But yeah, whole offseason to work with this time, some new teammates. You got a healthy Curry as well. I will say what, though? The weirdest part of this game, and it gave me cringe moments all game. Marcus Smart in a Lakers jersey and Al Horford in a Warriors jersey. It just doesn't feel right. I don't know what it is. Something about it.
Marcus Smart was back in his old form, though. That one flop in the first half where he just like tipped over like a tree falling backwards was one of the funniest things you'll ever see in a basketball game. Like, bro, literally, it like fall over, like someone's yelling timber out on the floor, and he's just falling right over. Bro.
Marcus Smart's never flopped in his life. Stop that talk.
You're right. My bad.
Yeah.
But the big slate is back today, Micah. So I know you're excited. Yes. 12 games. I have a feeling it's Cavs Knicks. But besides that, what's your most game that you're most excited for on the slate tonight?
Yeah, I mean, Cavs and MSG is going to be electric. I can't wait to see that atmosphere. Spurs at the Mavs, the debut of Cooper Flag tonight. Wemby.
That was what I was
the Spurs are underdogs going into this game. A lot of people think they're a potential playoff team, but maybe, Wemby and Anthony Davis going against each other is really exciting to see. You know what I'm looking at, though? The game I'm most excited about, and maybe it's off people's radars a little bit. What is Skinny Zion going to do? The New Orleans Pelicans are a 30.5 win total this year. But Zion showed up looking like he's in better shape than he's ever been in. They've got they were all sorts of injured last year. I'm all in on Skinny Zion. I'm marking my everything, pushing all the chips into Skinny Zion. I think New Orleans is going to surprise everybody. They play at Memphis tonight against Ja Morant, who I don't think is going to make the comeback of the century this year.
Two former first picks.
Exactly.
Over under one gun firing motion from Ja Morant. You know he can't help himself.
Over.
I do think
over.
I don't think it'll be a firing. I think he'll holster it.
That would be a good one. That would be a good one.
Yo, Zion does look like a tank, Micah. Do you think he's back though?
I think he's back. I think Zion, as long as I think his biggest issue has been he's not really been a good professional. He hasn't been able to stay in shape, and those have caused the injury issues and everything. So getting his body into real shape, getting his diet right, might be, and what he is, like what we think of him as a prospect, he's still only, he's only like 25 years old right now. Like, it's not like he's done yet. So I'm all in. I just want to put eyes on Zion and just see what it is. I also have him on all my fantasy teams. So I put my money where my mouth is.
There it is. Now we get it.
There it is.
One more Zion pick.
One more matchup looking forward to as well. Phoenix Suns are hosting the Sacramento Kings tonight. Sacramento Kings recently acquiring Russell Westbrook. Already had a pretty good young team. A lot of pressure on this Suns team this year, though. Devin Booker hasn't been performing up to.
Didn't we have the owner tweeting at Bill Simmons? I mean, again, nobody does drama like the NBA. An owner? Are you kidding me?
Yeah. So there you go.
Reading Ringer articles. Getting triggered was not on my bingo card.
When you get an owner replying to you as like an outlet, you're fist pumping. You're like going nuts. Like, unless you're getting sued, you're absolutely going nuts.
It's
so I'm
not
sure
new for the NBA because you had Mark Cuban, very active on Twitter for a long time.
Cuban basically wrote the book on that for sure.
I mean,
but
I want
to give our guy and his page some love real quick.
Yes, sir.
Happy Hour Hoops. Let's bring him up. Let's get a quick recap. How'd you do last night on these?
Well, those are
season.
But yesterday, I do have to say, talk about Kevin Durant, bro. I had yesterday over 23 and a half as my lunchtime lock. They get to double overtime, and he ends up with 23 points. Like just an all-time disappointment for Kevin Durant there. We all believe, all of us for the season-long picks here, we all believe in the Cavs in the East.
Yeah,
maybe it was them sucking up to me and just picking my team, and I wasn't going to pick my team to win. I wasn't going to be that biased. But a lot of faith in the Nuggets this year. Like, the Nuggets with Jokic and the team that they've put around him, getting rid of Michael Porter Jr., adding Cam Johnson, adding Valanciunas, like, they have the deepest roster they've probably had since they won the title. The Nuggets, if there's anybody that's going to be able to beat OKC this year, I think that we all agree that the Nuggets have the best chance, and that Western Conference Finals, if it happens, could be an all-time series. So we're expecting a lot from Jokic, and Dunny really believes in Wemby. MVP pick. I think he's fifth or sixth in MVP odds on most books, but man, he is a one-of-one talent, and he looks less like Bambi out there this year. He looks like he's kind of got control of his body and is and looking sharp. They got a good young team. It's going to be an interesting season. There's a lot of different young stars.
How many NBA games has Wemby played at this point? 120?
Yeah, I mean, because he missed a bunch of last year with the blood clot issue,
right? Was what I was giving him. So I mean, that has to be a top 5 or 6 MVP odds guy. That has to be like him, LeBron, and maybe like another like phenom, right? To be that early at that high in the MVP rankings.
Yeah, I think that's exactly it, and that's like the expectations are sky high, but he's lived up to them when he's been on the floor. Like, when you see some of the stuff he can do, blocking shots on 3-pointers, like dunking from the free throw line, it's special, man. So I think Wemby, that's why I'm saying that I wanted to mention that Spurs Mavs game. To see Flag versus Wemby in tonight is a hell of a matchup, hell of a choice. Again, like you said, Slick, the schedule makers, they know what they're doing, putting that on opening night. People are going to be tuned in 9:30 Eastern for that.
Is Kyrie playing tonight, or is he out?
Kyrie is still out for a little bit. So, but
okay.
you got Davis there, Davis and Flag, to see how they kind of run their 2-man game. It can be interesting.
Don't they have a fourth crazy player?
Well, they got Derek Lively, who's coming off the bench there. PJ Washington. They have really, really solid squad in Dallas too. Like, if Cooper Flag,
Yeah, the people that say the NBA is rigged might have a case after dropping Luka and then going and getting Davis and Flag. Like, it's just a juggernaut now, kind of, it seems. And then you get Kyrie back, maybe 15, 20 games into the season, not even, and you're already on a run. That's a playoff team right there.
Oh, Klay Thompson. We're forgetting Klay Thompson.
How could I forget?
You knew that it's like that a nervous kick. You knew there was another.
How could I forget the Splash brother?
Wait. So are you telling me? Wait. So Thompson's a Spur.
No, he's a Mavs.
Okay, I'm sorry. I got my Texas teams mixed up. I'm sorry. This does have a follow up. So we've got Megan Thee Stallion then at all the Mavs games next to Cuban this year.
Yeah,
that's gonna be outstanding.
Yeah, cinema.
That will be electric. And by the way, I was thinking about her throwing out the first pitch at the World Series for Houston. With that said, great talk on the NBA, courtesy of our friend Jake Micah. We'd be remiss not to mention his other page, handling all things pay the bills here for Trainwreck Sports. Micah, I know you just did a huge episode on this yesterday, so I won't, have us outline everything else. They just did a presser. Josh Palmer week to week. It seems to be the biggest update of anything tangible. So I'll put you on the spot here for your last thing on Trainwreck today. What happens between now and about 11 days from now, or about 12 days from now on the NFL trade deadline? What moves do the Bills make, or what moves do they not make?
I think if they make a move, it's going to be for a receiver again, because I know everybody wants the safety room to be addressed. I think they're going to address it with Jordan Poyer, whether people like that or not. I think we made a lot of points last night about if it's just if people just know where to be defensively and are in the right spots, that'll improve everything. Exactly. And you could see it when Poyer came in a little bit in the second half. The communication improved a lot. So taking that off of Bernard and Rapp would be, I think, a positive move. But I think you guys were talking a little bit about Keon Coleman when I first came in. That's the biggest thing, is that the usage of Keon Coleman has not helped the Bills. So if there's a receiver they can bring in to lower that, not saying that his career with the Bills should be over and that they should give up on Keon, but we're trying to win a Super Bowl this year and Palmer's going to be out for an extended time. A receiver move has to be made, just very similar to last year with Amari Cooper. Like, who can you bring in to help this team win games, even if it's just for this year, even if it's just a rental guy? I would love to see some more options in the receiver room, because I don't think the offense is broken, but I think they need to make some minor adjustments to get back to full capability. Especially, I know we're not looking ahead. We don't look ahead of Carolina, but we know we've got a huge game next week coming up. So
I will say on that point, though, we've had this look ahead spot all season long. So we've known that it was going to be bye week, Carolina, KC. I expect them to take care of business. You look at the odds: McDermott after a loss, McDermott after a bye week, Josh Allen after a loss, Josh Allen after a bye week. I think you're very much in a good spot. You got to take care of business against Andy Dalton. You got to stop that run game. But huge shout out. Thank you very much. Our friend, your friend, my friend, Jake Micah, for stopping in on Trainer today. Go have a good rest of your day now, sir.
Thank you. Have a good
See you in Carolina.
See you in Carolina.
What's OBJ doing?
Yeah, that's a good question. Maybe we'll have to look that up. Speaking of look it up, let's check out who's hot and who's not, courtesy of our friends at Salino Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. All right, I will kick it off. These were a little bit overlaid from the weekend. I just want to clarify this. They're not as budding topics say on Wednesday, but they still hold serve. Hot Sabrina Carpenter. I admitted to you 3 weeks ago, about 2-3 weeks ago, that I misjudged the album.
Yep.
I admitted I was wrong, which I'm so good at. I'm the best.
Yeah. Wow.
And the SNL performance, I said was an 8, and I think that's pretty good for SNL. Like, I think when you get an overall episode an 8, like, that's decent.
Now, is that the performance and skits? Performance?
I mean, truthfully, if I was just grading the performances would be higher than an 8.
Okay. I was going to say,
I think the overall show and skits were around a 7-ish, and then the performances are 8.5, 9.
I wasn't too high on the skits myself, but the performance is great.
Skits were okay. Could have been better, for sure.
Agreed.
But yeah, the performance is definitely made up for it. She's just a good entertainer. Got to give credit. It seems like there's something organic there, which you can't just put a label on.
I think there's a movie career in the future, for
Speaking of lack of organs.
Started as a Disney star.
Exactly.
And someone who's a complete loser. He's got 2 first names, James Franklin.
I know you love that.
The head coach of Penn State. Why is this guy a loser maniac? This guy just lost his job. Why are you ragging on this guy? Well, guess what? You're out there, you're grinding, you're taking the shit every day from everyone, okay? For your job, for your living, for your ability to continue in this world. Well, guess what James Franklin gets to do for the next 6 years? He gets to sit at home and collect $8.2 million per year, $25,000 per day to do nothing. So he's a loser in my mind. You're not a loser. James Franklin is. He's my not. Slick, what do you got?
I always thought, hold up real quick. I always thought it was interesting. His name's Franklin. He looks like a turtle.
Yeah, big time.
Like Frank, like you remember that
ties
show?
his shoes or count by twos and ties his shoes.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Franklin gets a boo-boo. My hot right now. Gotta check my notes here. Buffalo Blue Jays. Why, you might say?
Jays.
Why just not the Toronto Blue Jays and the Buffalo Blue Jays? Well, I'll tell you something, folks. Not only are the Blue Jays back in the World Series, the last time they were in 1993, the Buffalo Bills also were in the Super Bowl. Would obviously go on to lose that Super Bowl. Now, am I saying, given that the Dodgers are massive favorites and maybe the Blue Jays lose, we have some reverse voodoo back here in 2025? I don't know, but the Buffalo Blue Jays are hot for that exact reason. And they also played in Buffalo. Shout out Club 25 back in the day.
And who won a championship that year? Maniac. You
The
reminded me of
Banditos.
this.
Los Banditos.
That's right. That's
Back
right.
then, it was the MLL, Major Indoor Lacrosse League. So very
Am I
interesting.
correct in saying our head coach was playing for that team?
You're damn right. He was a young whippersnapper.
stud, yeah.
Absolutely scrapping.
By the way,
Tavares wrote the book.
If anyone in the org is listening, we need a statue of Johnny T outside.
We probably
Quebec.
should get a statue of Johnny T pretty soon at that arena for sure. He's always hot. Who is your not? And then you got a little. You better bring your knife for this one.
Yeah, for sure. I had Tua going into Monday, but things have changed. I saw this interaction when I got home Monday. After the game Sunday, Broncos, Sean Payton and Russell Wilson, not hot. They're beefing. Two old friends turned foes. Basically, what happened here? We have Russell Wilson tweeting back after Sean Payton in a presser said, "We were aware that they gained a little spark with a move to the younger quarterback, and we were hoping they'd make that move long after we played them."
People really liked that he put the pause before it. Like he gave time to think if he wanted to do it, and then he fired the kill shot anyway.
People fed into this so much. Like, obviously,
because the NFL doesn't do drama like the NBA. When you get drama in
Exactly.
the NFL, it's like sparse.
Exactly. The people want to do it for them because I get it. Sean Payton, he is a scumbag. But at the end, at the end of the day, he is just saying like he knows Russell Wilson is a quarterback way more than this wild card rookie of Jackson Dart, who's been heating up with some
he
new
was saying
momentum.
Russell Wilson sucks.
That's what a lot of people think, including Russell Wilson.
They both went to Denver. He brought in Russell Wilson on the $200 million contract or whatever, the Danger Witch, and they couldn't score more than 10 points a game.
Then Danger Russell Wilson goes on to tweet this. Classless, but not surprised. Didn't realize you're still bounty hunting 15 plus years later through the media. Let's ride.
Kind of a good dunk.
This was a good rich guy tweet. Let me tell you
I had to
something.
debate putting Russell Wilson on hot because this is a fire
Wilson
comeback.
is a dweeb. We all know that
That's
he is a
why I
dweeb.
did
He
it.
is not a cool guy.
That's why I did it.
He is, but seriously, for him to look this cool in the situation
Pretty
just speaks to your
cool.
point about what a scumbag that Sean Payton is and looks like in this situation.
Pretty cool. But at the end of the day, two foes coming back this soon. I mean, two friends coming back this soon to be foes on the internet, nonetheless. Not hot.
WWE-esque.
Yes. Don, it's your time to roll.
All right, let's start with who's hot. Game tonight, boys.
We got quick breaking news.
Quick breaking news.
Quick
Oh,
breaking
should we get
news.
this? Hold up.
Yeah,
Hold up.
wait.
Is it graphic worthy?
Yes. The Chiefs' Monday Night Football opponent this week, the Washington Commanders, will be without their quarterback, Jaden Daniels. The Chiefs catch a lucky break as the
What else
schedule
is
continues. Oh, yeah, what else is new? Might as well just get the refs in for it. Don, who do you got for your hot and not?
All right, hot. Hey, it's Wednesday. Big game tonight. Josh Doan, baby. He's been cooking. He's been looking great.
The donor boner.
He's been looking great. And we love guys named Josh here in Western New York.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, sure.
like this is if you're having a kid, name him Josh. There's going to be a
Good
whole
things might
generation of
happen.
Let
Joshes.
it burn.
So we're loving him. Good stats. Even in Montreal's loss, he looks great. Puck movement's great. A lot to like there. And then let's go to who's not. I'm going to go with another guy who also has arguably 2 first names.
Uh-oh.
And probably the most interesting combo you could ever have.
His name would literally translate to penis.
Penis. Yeah.
Penis.
A.k.a. Woody Johnson. Jetso.
Even producer Brett can't deny that. Producer Brett keeps us to the vest. He can't deny that.
Woody Johnson. Hey, listen, we know this as from living with the Sabres for all.
Penis.
Yeah.
Could technically be hard penis as well.
It could be anything.
Yeah. Actually, that might be what the song "What" is actually about. It's about this Woody. We'll see. But hey, anytime the owner opens his mouth, not a good thing, right?
Never.
We could all agree on
Never.
that. Never.
least he
Anytime
wasn't
they
tweeting.
choose, like normally it's people trying to get a soundbite. When they choose, they're like, "I got something to say." Things are going well.
We all have people we report to, like for the jobs that we do, and I just want you to imagine for a second that person was giving a press conference talking about you to like the whole media. Like, that would be so unnerving, dude.
Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
smiling the whole time,
smiling and
talking about
joking
how
and
much,
cutting jokes about your like shortcomings.
talking about how much you suck.
Yeah.
How you suck.
Say
You know
it,
what? Though? As crazy as it is that he did it, it's kind of like
kind of respectable.
legit and respectful, right?
Yeah.
Because like
No.
he's not being like, oh, we're trying to
He's
turn
not-
around. He's like, no, we suck.
At least he's not like a certain franchise who are just ignoring their train wreck of the
Yes,
head coach
yes.
and
I mean,
quarterback.
the headlines just if say I'm the quarterback that he was talking about, Don Fraunhofer, and then the headlines just like Woody Johnson comes down hard on Don Fraunhofer. Like
Whoa,
that's just
pause.
a terrible headline. But anyway, he was
Yeah,
quoted.
for a few
This is
reasons.
why I chose him. If you look at any head coach with a quarterback like that, you're gonna see similar results. Pretty much saying he's making the choice to yank the plug on Justin Fields, going above the coach's head. I don't know, saying, "Hey, I believe in our coach, but anyone starting this guy is going to see these results." Jets are a mess. They might be the first 0-17 team.
Oh, that would make me
yeah.
so happy, honestly.
So yeah, that's my who's not, and shout out Celino.
And folks, don't forget, you could be heating up with our friends at Celino Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling with their November Bills Sweepstakes Getaway. You see it there, folks. Book your free assessment today. We're looking for any homeowner completing an assessment with an AC unit 6 or more years old. It's only going to be about 6 months until things are heating up again. This is a great opportunity to get your AC looked at and also qualify for 4 tickets to the Buffalo vs. Pittsburgh game on November 30th, hotel rooms near the stadium, swag, and more. It'll be absolutely the spot to be. Make sure you're checking out our friends at Celino. Call that number on our, tell them Trainwreck sent you, 716-229-0818, courtesy of our friends at Celino and Carrier there. Well, I think it's just about time to get into the second half of the week. Obviously, we've got Sabres double dip. We got Sabres double dip in the weekend. We got the Wednesday here. Bills into Carolina. We're all going to Carolina. We got quite a weekend getaway we have planned.
Yeah, it's going to be incredible. Just giving some comments. Shout out to everyone watching in here. Panthers game might determine Keon's faith. Yeah, we'll see. Thanks for that.
God,
And
there it is.
I'm good. We haven't addressed it.
A game might determine your fate.
People are all
Panthers
over.
game.
People are saying, "Did Don get a haircut?" I did. I just want to say thanks for the love, Rox.
Wow, Rockster
Oh, yeah. All right.
Thanks for the love, man. I'm blushing. I'm absolutely
He
blushing.
is. I can
right
see it
now.
from here. That's crazy. I will say
So
it is a
thank
nice
you.
haircut.
Great
Guys,
haircut.
we started the weekend preview, though, not only Sabres tonight, Sabres Friday, Blue Jays Friday. Crazy start.
Crazy
where,
sports
where
day.
will tell the
Lake Erie
people,
might be the hottest spot in the sports.
The
world.
numbers will be flying all over this weekend. By the way, in the chat right now, make sure comment how much you think Don spent on this haircut. We want to get some takes on it. Could it be? Comment how much.
He
how
loves
much you think
pocket
he cost.
watching. He
By the
loves
way,
it's a great pocket watch. It's a great pocket watch.
by the way, new barber. Take that for what it's
New
worth.
barber Don went with. He was very pleased.
Actually,
so-
it's not a barber; it's a stylist.
Oh,
so-
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh my God.
Oh, turning over in my stereo.
Maniac, tell the
And
people
it's
where we'll be this Friday, though.
So here's the deal. It starts on Friday, right? This whole jaunt, this amazing Go 1-0 at Carolina weekend. We will be jetting out to Batavia Downs. where we'll be at the region's premier entertainment destination for Friday night, where we'll take in the Sabres game, where we'll take in the World Series action, where we'll take in likely some Friday night lights where I'll have a pick. We'll be playing slots. We'll be enjoying the event with the amazing people from Batavia Downs.
And
Batavia Downs.
Yeah.
Win
As
more,
well.
lots more.
Saturday,
Love the
guys,
jingle.
I think we have on our hands the first Slickwinox of the season.
Oh boy.
Well, you jumped a little
What does
ahead.
that
We also have a Roswell party on Friday.
That's who I was going to say.
I know. I can see that. We also have a Roswell party, right? So we're going to be going deep in the
That's
night on
the
Friday.
people
This
you
is the
were-
whole thing. You
that's-
got to go slow.
that's
This is
who you
what
were-
happens. You go in and you just start jackhammering right away. Like, oh, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Talking about my downfalls.
We're going Friday. We're going Friday night. We're going to have the Roswell party. We're going to decide. Then we go.
That's who you queued me
we're
up
taking
for,
a
right?
little. We're taking a little niche move here, and I want to get this. On
Oh,
the
yeah.
foremost.
Yeah. Well, this completely
Rochester
went over
Airport.
my head.
Rochester Airport, it basically
Watch
a
out.
third of the cost. A
Yeah.
third of the cost of the Buffalo Airport. So
Ticket prices are going up as we speak
we're
because
adding
you said
30
that.
minutes to our airport commute, but we're saving hundreds of dollars. We'll take that flying in morning of, and then it's a party all day Saturday. It's like Slickwinox.
First Slickwinox of the season. Partying all day in Carolina. If you're a Bills backers bar in Charlotte, watch out. But yeah, Slickwinox will have MLB on the plate, NBA, NHL, UFC 321, college football, all of the above. Every single sport you could check off your box list. There might even be some tennis for us on Saturday.
Get ready to check your boxes off on Saturday, folks. That's what we can take away from that.
Slickwinox is a
And
beautiful thing.
Yeah, Saturday. I've listened. We've all been making our predictions and our punishments. I'm looking forward to finally watching some games live together.
Yeah,
and
it'd be cool.
being live, maybe making some content out of this. It's going to be a hell of a weekend. And
Are you excited for your bird box?
No.
First quarter. I think you should be able to get to like maybe take it off for 5 seconds during the fourth quarter. It'll be about 45 minutes long.
Fourth quarter?
No, sorry, first quarter.
Oh my God. You had me worried.
No, I said it'll be 45 minutes long, roughly the first quarter.
Also, since we don't really have traction on this first punishment, should I just knock it out of the way on the way to Batavia?
I propose you do
What?
both.
You're like, let's get going, punishment guy.
This is the most pathetic thing, and this is ruining all of it. Since we don't have traction, what finger have you lifted to get this punishment done?
Where are we
What
going to
finger have
shoot
you-
basketball hoops?
It's
It's not my job. I do the punishment.
Okay. So, but you can just avoid it till it happens. Then you have
Well,
no,
like,
you have no
to
accountability,
tell me where
no
and when.
responsibility.
I just suggested
no
something
ability,
and you said
no
no.
availability. Yeah, okay, I got you. Okay, so I got it. No, it's all very clear. Yeah, if nobody sets it up, Slick doesn't have to do it. You know?
I have a.
Let's complain
I
about
have,
Slick
I have
all
a
week.
proposal. I say he gets both knocked out at once and blindfolded,
No,
headphones on,
no,
listening to the
Maybe
song
that
for
would
the
be a
first
good one. Maybe
because-
that would be a
wait,
good
wait,
one.
wait. Hear me out, because first quarter is not an hour, so you're saving time on the song, but you are completely senseless to
That's
what's going
actually a
on
good one.
around
Double dip.
you.
Yeah,
Double
that's
dip.
actually a great idea.
Get
Double
both
dip.
out both at once.
This is great. This is a great
Fourth
idea.
quarter, headphones
So
on.
Slick will only
Four-
not
not
only
the fourth.
Or
No,
first quarter. I
Holy
misspoke.
Slick will not only be
misspoke.
able to not see, he won't be able to hear either. This is great.
I need like 50% volume,
No,
not
no, no,
70.
no. I'm
then.
thinking sat noise canceling for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. Full
But hey,
plugs.
think about it. Then you
Ooh,
clean
boppy,
slate.
bada, bop.
Clean slate after that.
Yeah, clean
You're
slate.
done.
Who knows? It'll be Sunday at that point.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Pick a
Yeah,
winner.
you could have another one on the way.
Fucking great.
Slick will definitely be crashing out after all that nonsense this weekend. Speaking of which, I think we've got some traffic on the crash out line.
Folks, it's the Trainwreck Sports Crash Out line.
No good, rotten, four-flushing, low-life. I don't know who the you are, but you have no idea what you're doing. Ah, hell, did I ding down crap? Not the beast! Pray to the God of skinny punks that this wind doesn't pick up, because I'll come over there and jam an oar up.
All right. Yeah. So not much to crash out with, but we did get an interesting text.
Uh-oh.
We're going to give a quick warning. This might be NSFW, not because of any swear words, but because of the concept. Maybe if you're under the age of 18, turn it off, get the parental controls on. But yeah, Maniac, why don't you read this one aloud?
Yeah. Okay. So we had a message. I'm saying this for the first time, so do not hold this legally against me. More than just a football player is what a PSYOP girlfriend would say. Josh, I love you. Your purpose right now is to make sure all of our Western New York parents can die knowing they saw it happen. I'll give you a foot job. ... Better than she can. Was this from you?
No.
You've always been an FJ guy.
No, I have nothing to do with feet. I'm not a foot guy.
Okay, well, now we know that's a lie.
There's no song out there
calling me Crash Shell.
Yeah.
There's no song out there called "Suck Toes" that is made by an
That's
alter
true.
alias
That's true.
of mine.
But yeah, I mean, there's just so much foot going on. It starts with more than just a football player. So this is going back to the interview on Monday.
Yeah.
I think the interview on Monday.
Tinfoil hat on.
Tinfoil hat on. I think that obviously got overblown a little bit, right?
Yeah, I think it was meant positive, but hey, fan stands for fanatic,
Yep.
right? So, you don't want anything distracting from a potential ring, especially with the way the Bills have had it. But yeah, I mean, I saw it, and I think it's like very heartwarming. Yeah, he's a person. He's not just a guy that puts on the helmet. But yeah, if you're a fanatic, you don't see it that way.
Wrapping it up here on Tuesday, second half of the week. I obviously have Thursday night football, but we also have UB for the fourth straight week started as a double-digit favorite. Now they're down to -9.5 at Akron. Slick, are you worried at all this weekend about our Bulls?
Yeah, I am, because anytime we seem to be favorites, we make it a game worth fighting for that really shouldn't be. And we beat winless UMass on a buzzer beater. So, of course, I'm nervous going on the road into Akron, especially, again, in MAC play. Always going to be nervous in that regard. Don, what about you?
Not that nervous in terms of getting a win. I'm definitely not riding on the spread, because that's what they like to do. They like to make double-digit favorite games interesting. But, hey, undefeated in the MAC, so I'm
undefeated in the MAC, boys. And I want to point this out to both of you. The only other two undefeated teams, Miami of Ohio and Western Michigan, Kalamazoo. Guess who plays this weekend? Western Michigan and Miami of Ohio. So at the end of this week, if UB could take care of business, they would be guaranteed entering November in the MAC championship picture at 4-0.
We'll take that.
We'll definitely take that. All roads lead to Detroit for sure. All roads lead to Herd of Buffalo. Make sure you're following at HEARDOFBUFFALO on all platforms for all kinds of entertainment. We've got cooking shows. We've got lifestyle entertainment. We've got much more. But you know that here on Trainwreck Sports, the energy, the craziness never stops. That's why it's all roads lead to Batavia. And then Carolina, it's all about going 1-0 this weekend. Boys, for everyone here at the Bruckman Herd of Buffalo Studios, I think it's all about doing one thing. And that's having a good day now.